Warning: this video may contain vulgar language and adult content. If you are easily offended or susceptible to events pertaining to death, gore, family troubles, or other potential threats, then know that viewer discretion is advised. Please be safe when viewing and stop the video if you need to. Safety is far more important to us than entertainment, so please enjoy your time here with us as we explore this fantasy world.
So what are you gonna do about the rest of us then?
Like a sea hag, but a night hag.
Alright, I'm gonna do a link stab.
Do not cause trouble. This is trouble. I'm about to get bitch slapped by a halfling. Grabs him, pulls out Moon Shadow, and holds it to his neck.
Let's get busy signal.
So you begin communicating.
The ground is eating a troll. I don't like this ground. Oh yeah, I just completely forgot.
So what do I need to roll?
You can see Rex literally eating his dice.
Yeah!
Use that frying pan as a drying pan.
Rapier stab!
You use your action to cast fly.
Fuck!
It's on. I can't.
Convey a message of what the fuck are you saying? Be quiet. I'm gonna tackle that troll and maul it to death, hopefully. I'll observe.
Got disadvantage on it. That's a 2.
You stab the one you were talking to. You hear yes. Those that are looking back, all you hear is no. You look at Ryder, nothing. You look at everyone else, turn back. He has a shovel. Great God's War Call.
The ever so depressed Ryder Hopkins.
Rexer is here.
I'm Zacchaeus and I'm in over my head.
I've lost track of take, Felix.
Jacqueline Ashriver, very disappointed.
Sleepy Golf.
I was thinking go for Gopher.
And I am your DM. Welcome back to Misrolled Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them.
I unfortunately think in this time they executed it.
Oh yeah,
the plan itself was horrible.
Oh yeah. Well, as a result, then it was executed horribly because the plan was horrible. But bam. Where we last left off. Oh, was it a? It was an emotional roller coaster, all right. There is a lot of stress between the party as Ryder and Zacchaeus slayed Marilyn outside of her home. They began to fly towards Zakara with a unanimous decision that they just need to progress. Quinn has locked herself inside of the downstairs cartographer's room, and the crew members, after being told that one of the group was a murderer, they fled the ship and ran towards the city's keep. As a result, they began to fly in the middle of the night. Taking the reins by force, Gopher, and then two crewmates, Bina and Rex. They flew for several hours till the sun came, and they swapped roles with the remainder of the group. While they were traveling, Zacchaeus, racked in guilt, took off his rings, tied them to his staff, Nature's Grasp, and began taking steps towards the side of the ship as it flew. There was a lot of discussion on retribution, righting the wrongs, fixing what has been done, or fixing the world. Until Jacqueline stepped forwards, drawing Moon's shadow, and asked if this is truly what he wants. And then an alternative voice was heard. Calm, collected, and oddly quiet in comparison to the immediate situation. A man with flowing red hair, drawing down his waist, stood in ceremonial robes with constellation-like patterns across it. Stood next to Felix, and in that exact moment, without skipping a beat, Felix threw the ship into a floating state and misty stepped towards the rest of the group. So we are going to cut back directly into that. Gopher and Rex, you both are asleep downstairs with Bina. Up on top deck is Ryder, who is blind, Zakaris, Jacqueline, and Felix.
That was still below deck.
I thought you went upstairs.
I don't think I did.
Oh, then you're downstairs still.
Yeah.
So those three that are upstairs, you see this man standing there, his eyes closed, and he's just looking over at you.
I ready my final spell that I have yet to use, and I wait for him to attack us at all, and will cast Hold Person.
Gotcha. Zakaris, you feel that energy coursing through the deep of your core, with that man screaming Maximilian in the back of your head. And it just shouts, "You." And you can feel Maximilian's anger protruding past your mind. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh boy. That is 22.
Okay. You can feel the grasp of his scream, his anger, the embodiment of Maximilian, and you drive it back. You can see the misty red glow from your arms begins to wash away and retract back to your head.
Jacqueline, please.
I see the situation, and I release. Unless that's not what you were asking. Please.
Do it.
Jacqueline.
Okay.
So you swing down. You bring Moon Shadow down towards Zakaris's body. And in that moment, you feel drastically cold. Zakaris, you feel drastically cold. Felix, you feel drastically cold. As what you were looking towards, as you were looking forwards at the man, with less than a blink, he is standing between Zakaris and Moon Shadow. Moon Shadow comes crashing into his body. And
very confused on how he of that, but
you can see little to no injury on his person. Is this not a bit rash?
You know he wants you dead.
Right. Maximilian. Funny thing that... Give me 1 second.
Oh. Did he forget something? Or he had to grab something? Find out on the next episode.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
A 5-minute episode. Good job, guys. Tyler's gonna look back at this corner. He's like, the fuck.
He has a leash. Oh, never mind.
No. Olivia's watching her movie way too loud. I could hear all the dialogue, and I was like, the mic probably is picking that up at this point.
Didn't hear anything.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the Blue Yeti mic that was recording. I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it still could have been a little bit too...
Oh, you're using your own mic.
Yes. It's powerful. Beside the point. Funny thing that... I assume you were given the task to do what?
Kill you.
Right. And you know how futile that is.
Now I do, yeah. I don't believe we've ever actually met, have we?
We have not. He does not know my name, but I do not have a fear of him. I've done what I have to him before, and I will do it again if I need to. My name is Saoirse Willows. I come from nowhere, born as nothing. I am only a tool, the embodiment of my benevolent lord, Ifrit. I am not an enemy of yours. I'm not an enemy of Maximilian's. I am merely how my lord interacts with this plane. You are given an impossible task, given by an impossibly mad man. And even now, his presence within you drives bits and pieces of you. Retribution, guilt, emotion, anger, every little bit of your mind is affected.
Does he slap as well?
No. There was a fruit fly that was bugging me.
I assume like a bird just flies by and he claps the bird and
claps the bird out of existence. No. This entire time, his eyes are completely closed, but as he's talking, you can see him open them to look at you, Zakaris. And when he does, you can see a spiral of silvering white lines that come down his iris. They begin to slowly spin, almost in rotation. Completely white and silvering. He's not looking at you, not looking through you. You can tell that his eyes do not provide him with any sight. I have seen a number of things being the embodiment for my lord. I am shocked that Rex did not speak of me to you. But that is not my question. You seek death.
I do.
You wish to go out on your terms.
I do, but I know I won't be getting that.
I cannot.
I was doomed the moment I made a contract, wasn't I?
See, there's something about that contract that you need to know. And a part of me wants to tell you. But there's something that you need to do. I can give you that freedom. I can grant you going out on your terms. But you have a friend that has an extinguishing life, and my mistress, my benevolent lord, desires to see which side is stronger. Fix your friend's problem. Gopher, I believe. Resolve this attachment on his soul. And when you do, I can grant you your freedom of going away on your terms, not being stripped from you the moment that you pass.
And how do I do this? The soul is a little bit outside of my area of expertise.
It will come very soon. I've seen it. I've even shown Rex many months ago when we first met, and he asked to see where his fates will take him. I gave him a reading, a star-patterned reading that spoke of his direction in his current steps, and it led to tragedy. To break away from it, he needed to rely on others. Others around him. Those that he trusted. And he avoided that tragedy. As such, he's seen firsthand how my visions can be reality. My benevolent Lord lets me see far more than the normal eyes can see, can imagine. And in that moment, you can see his hair kind of lift slightly with like a very slight tufts of flames that trickle down the back, and his eyes burst into red, just the iris. You can still see the swirling pattern emanate in front. I have power beyond mere mortals. And I desire to know who is right for this world. As he speaks, a more feminine voice rings out in replacement of his other, more monotoned voice. There are 3 sides to this war, and I will choose who has my aid.
3.
Solve your friend's problem, and I will grant you what it is you desire.
Can I ask who is speaking?
She tilts her head to look at you. My name is Ifrit.
Oh, pardon me, is that not a race?
I was named after them. Well, you could state that they were named after myself. I've existed for a very long time. I've seen mankind's revolutions a number of times, and the patterns are changing. This has been a number of times before. And every result of it led to more tragedy and sin. That is why I am deciding who will receive my aid in bringing this world into a better place. I am but a bystander, watching in the sidelines, watching all actions. As she stares at Zacharis. Retribution can come, but I need to know just what it is those of your side are capable of. Do you squander what little time you have? Do you burn the bridges of all of your trust? Or do you bring about a newfound strength and surpass the boundaries laid before you? I leave that to your decision. I will not be back until this is resolved. But remember my words, Zacharis. You were given an impossible task by an impossibly mad man in an impossible setting, doomed to already fail. If you truly desire a retribution act where you can reclaim your own decision, then I suggest you heed my words. And in that moment, all of the cold vanishes as the entity that stood before directly with Moon's shadow embedded into his neck vanishes. Moon's shadow doesn't have an ounce of blood. Nothing.
That was something.
Mm-hmm. Given an impossible task by an impossible man. Alright. Well, if I can at least right some wrong in all of this, I will try.
Yeah.
Felix takes off his bandages. Holds his arm in front of Zacharis' face. Says, you will never reach the amount of people they killed to make this.
I don't even know what this
Ending
is.
yourself is worthless to the people who you have killed. Make a difference.
I feel like he was just told that. With a not so subtle threat to his life. But anyway.
What do you guys do?
Do either of you have any knowledge about souls?
I don't recall anything of what was done. I assume that would have a bit to do with it.
Tyler's making a face, presumably at OBS.
I was just A, making sure that it was working, and B, it was saying it was skipping 100% frames for the last 2 minutes.
It does that.
So,
it says that all the time.
Yeah, I'm not realistically looking into it at this point. I think I just need a better computer to do it, but Continue.
So, what can I roll for any knowledge on what he's asking?
For what exactly?
Knowledge on souls, I guess.
Knowledge on souls. Sure. Make a religion check.
Well, I was more thinking about the magic behind it. Because I assume there's a bit to do with my arm and souls.
You're not necessarily too
Maybe
sure.
mine.
You can either do Arcana or Religion. They'll both give you different responses. So choose accordingly.
Can I do one as well?
Sure. Yours would definitely be like a religion.
Yeah, I was going to do a religion check. Although religion is intelligence-based, so.
So yeah, you're -1.
All right. Well, Jacqueline isn't very religious.
Net 20.
Okay, so you're looking at souls at a magic-based level, like things that will directly affect it, things that are tethered to it. I'm trying to think, how would that give you information on this sort of deal? Because the issue is you've already sort of researched some onto Gopher's problem, and it goes into hag-like magic, but it goes even deeper beyond it.
I don't remember me researching that.
It was established before, but I'll go over it and then some. Based off of your experiences researching the different kinds of magics in search of what your device could be tethered to, you searched up several different sources of energy, one of which came up as souls. Soul energy and the embodiment of a soul itself is a fragmented work. There is very little that can directly affect a soul. There's things as possession, which can take hold of it, but not necessarily replace it. The soul itself being the power of the person, you would know that the sort of magic that is tethered to that would go beyond hag-like magic. It's not something that specifically hags have that can let them do that sort of power. So there's a mixture between hag-like possession and an exterior force on the root of the soul that Gopher is currently undergoing. You wouldn't know how to stop it. Your best bet would be something of divine nature, but you're not too sure what. Not being of divine nature yourself.
And I didn't hear, what did Jacqueline's roll go through yet?
Don't worry about that. What'd you roll, Jacqueline?
Was it the opposite of mine?
Basically. You might say it was a 2.
So yeah, Jacqueline, you know nothing about souls. You start to question whether or not you have a soul. You're not too sure. Maybe soul food has souls, and that's how you acquire a soul yourself.
Yo, Tyler, the player
What
as
soul
Jacob
food?
Titus would appreciate if you wouldn't make that analogy.
Okay.
Are you trying to make a Persona reference?
No, actually.
Because soul food is a item, you know. Just
Okay,
saying.
soul food's also a term. For a very specific kind of food. Doesn't matter, you don't learn anything. Moving on.
If there's nothing else, I'm going to go start the ship again. After our interesting guest.
I will go help tend to it as well.
Suppose I will as well, because everybody's sleeping. I have information.
Well, and the other one is blind.
That is also true.
So, getting the ship going again, and tending to the ship itself, you get the Dragon Lance more towards the destination of the Sea of Swords around the mountains as you approach that. Those that are on hand can roll perception checks. Felix cannot because he's at the wheel.
15.
15?
14.
14. You both are keeping general vigilant eye out. You make note of your positioning in relation to the mountains as some of the mountain peaks themselves topple over you, and just keep your general location under vision. As you are flying towards this, you do make some progress. It takes roughly 8 hours or so, but you continue on safely. And then night falls. Gopher, Rex, Bina, you three wake up, relaxed. Your first level of exhaustion is gone.
Nice. Cool. Now let's go check everybody else who's keeping watch.
Drink a juice out of your water skin.
Quote unquote water skin for Gopher.
Yeah, that's an important question. Did you give back the alchemy jug?
Who the fuck has my alchemy jug?
Because you did promise Gopher that. You promised Gopher an object.
Gopher, we cut it into 6 pieces, and we all have.
What was the promise that if he did something, I'd give it back?
Watch that he would get back a piece of something he owned.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I gave it back to him.
Okay, Gopher, you have
We'll
your
assume I gave it back to him.
Alright, okay.
You left it by his bedside as he went to sleep.
He woke up next to the alchemy jug. So Gopher, as you emerge, fully rested, relaxed, kind of feeling that...
And drunk.
Yeah,
I
kind
go
of feeling
upstairs.
that scruffy energy, just kind of trying to stretch out. You feel like a clang hit your side as you stretch your arms out, and you look over, and there's your alchemy jug sitting there.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Wait a second. I close my eyes, and I hold it tight, and it fills with some fine cognac.
It fills a fair amount of some cognac, and that's whiskey, isn't it? Or what is that?
Yeah, cognac, essentially.
So yeah, you get a good, like, you get about 1/8 of a gallon of it, so...
Right. I walk upstairs while drinking that.
Okay. Taking swigs of cognac from the alchemy jug.
Oh, yeah.
I asked, where's the nearest person? Anything happened?
No. Nothing at all. Nothing to worry about.
I don't like the tone of your voice. So
Ryder, what are you doing downstairs?
I don't know how to explain what happened to you, Rex.
You
can try.
Is the Karis around?
I'm there. I'm upstairs.
Jacqueline will look at the Karis. Do you wish to explain to Rex what happened?
Actually, maybe.
I don't even know where to start.
I just feel like it's not my place.
Rex, do you remember ever talking to a man who read your fortune?
Yeah.
What was that fortune?
A fortune where... Fuck, I can't... I should remember this, but it's been a long time.
It has been approximately like 10 months ago. It has been
that long.
It was back.
No.
The fortune.
It was longer.
No, because we've only been. Actually, yeah, no. It might have been longer. It was when you guys were coming back or going towards El Terrell for the first time.
That's roughly a year ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I have the picture still of the fortune.
Fuck, can you tell me what the fortune thing?
He can send you the picture, that's why he said that.
You sent me a picture, but that's not gonna help me though, because I can't read it.
Alright, give me some time. Continue on with yourself though.
Yes, I had a fortune that told my fortune of recent events that happened and what did happen as well in the future.
I see. Well, you'll be happy to know that the person who read your fortune was just here.
Did he now?
Yep, he was right over there.
Yeah,
on the
the
point
red-
towards the side of the ship.
The red demon with the silvery eyes.
Silvery eyes.
It's cold. Very cold.
Yeah, for a demon, he was very chilly.
I can believe that. I want to know about the silvery eyes. Because last time I saw him, his eyes were like sparkling with like stars in space.
That would have been I feel like we would have been a little more comfortable if the demon appeared to us with the sky in his eyes.
So
Somehow I don't think so.
You're probably not incorrect.
What did he want?
Just imparted some wisdom and left.
Part some wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he say?
He
said some wisdom and left.
This is a very complicated subject.
We have learned that there are 3 parties to this war against, I assume, Tiamat. Hers, ours, and someone else's.
Well, you have to account for Tiamat being a part of the war.
I just said that. Her, us, and someone else.
Well, Tiamat, us, and person who that person last night was speaking for, I assume. Ifrit was her name?
No, she said
I don't think that based on how she said, how they said they would give their power to whoever.
Okay, as a player of knowledge, so Lynn, do you explain us before about Maximilian, or no?
I think you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Zakaris has never said anything about it, but I'm pretty sure you all know who he is.
Yes, I definitely know who he is. 100%.
I
know everything.
He's a rude dude from the 9 Hells who may or may not have been my patron before I became a druid.
Yes.
So I see. So you pass some wisdom to you that I still don't know what that could be.
That's about the long and short of it.
Yeah, he works for someone called Ifrit, which is the name of an entire race.
Wasn't that Ifrit that we were talking to at the end?
Yeah, at the end.
I
Yes, at the end it was.
So it's more.
And working for is an understatement.
It's a mobile phone that has a will of its own, kind of. But yes, we talked to them, and things have escalated, And
I go pull out my book of the multiple races of the world and turn it to the Ifrits.
Well, you would know, kind of flipping through the index, paying close attention to the term Ifrit. They are denizens of the Nine Hells. So a lot of the written speech is in,
Wait. They're denizens of the Nine Hells in your world?
Ifrits?
Yeah.
I believe they are, aren't they, normally?
I might be. Am I not picturing? I'm picturing the genie, right? The.
Oh no, Ifrits are like big fire-lit people.
Lit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
Short in the corner.
They're like elementals.
Yeah, don't they live on the elemental plane of fire?
I'd have to look. Give me a second. If they are, then that would be where it is. It's wherever they're... How do you spell Ifrit? Isn't it IF?
IFRRI.
Yeah,
Might be EF as well.
It's not.
it'll be under elementals.
They are elementals, that is.
So that
I think either that or it's the whatever the race is called.
Give me a sec.
Genies. There it is. It's under genies.
And the first time I met this person, just to read my fortune. The second time, he told me to ask you about Maximilian. Now he came in person to talk to you. What the hell?
Ifrit, hulking giants of the elemental plane of fire.
Yeah. So yeah, plane of fire. Not the Nine Hells, sorry. That was the slip of the tongue, because I thought that it was the nine layers. Okay. So no, the elemental plane.
We're talking about the lawful evil things, right?
Yeah.
That are cousins of genies and dows.
Mm-hmm. So yes, you know them from the elemental plane of fire.
Does my book by chance have pictures?
It would not have a picture of an Ifrit.
Would it have a description?
It's in a different language. Do you know what? Do you know what languages do you know?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna choose one that you don't know.
Well, I don't know. 45. Is this the thing that I'm thinking of? This can't be. Is it? No.
So curious, why is it most of the things that comes to me that ties with into you that somehow I gotta help you to accomplish some of my goals?
You know just Sylvan? Well, definitely not in Sylvan.
You have to help me help you complete your goals?
No, I gotta do something, but I have a feeling the person you met could help me to find this one person I need to find.
I think it was Randall who knew Primordial. I think I get confused there.
Maybe.
I know one of the two knew Primordial.
Len, did your character just say, "You need to help me help you"?
No, that's me. No.
But I think it's safe to assume I have a basic understanding of the elemental planes as a wizard.
I mean, to an extent, you still would not know 100% the entities that live there. I'm trying to see if I can find this picture of this damn thing, but I'm not finding it. It's not the Ifriti that I'm looking at. Continue on.
I mean, I think we go to bed at this point.
Well, I don't know. I just remember you guys being in a conversation.
Yeah, I think we were pretty much at the end of it.
Okay, you sure? Was there anything important that that person tells you?
Stuff related to Gopher and his well-being.
To Gopher?
That's about it. Yeah, well, he's obviously not well. You've seen him.
Yeah.
But apparently I can help him in some way.
We've been told to fix him.
To fix him.
Literally what the guy said.
Yeah. But how? All we know he's cursed by like a hag, and we don't know where from that point. Unless you have an idea.
I don't think it's just a hag, based on how much it's doing to him. But the hag is step 1.
Step 1. It sounds more serious.
Well, with how much damage it's doing to him, it's thinking there's more at play than just a hag.
So how you, Sakura, supposed to help him?
We'll find out.
Go for where are you in this?
He's drinking cognac upstairs.
I assume he's drinking at the wheel.
I'm on the wheel.
You're on it now?
Like I'm sitting on it, drinking, you know?
It's rotating around.
He's drinking and driving, that's an offense.
I'm gonna be happy he's not riding our raft.
We do not condone drinkage of alcoholic beverages while piloting a flying airship.
You're good.
We will laugh at
I don't think Tyler heard me.
I did not hear you.
The Aarakocra gonna show up and give us a ticket?
I mean, they might.
Alright.
Anyways, so...
Is that all? Is that all that happened? Or... during the time? In the morning?
Yes.
No, a giant meteor also hit the boat.
We all pushed it away, though. We caught it and threw it off the side. But yes, that's all that happened. Everything else is fine. Nothing else has happened. Everybody is okay. Everything is good.
Yeah,
Yes.
everything's okay.
Shut up down there!
You can't even come upstairs. Alone.
I could if I tried, Mom.
Alright. Then I'll trust you on that then, for now.
So those who stayed up to pilot, well, actually, we're just doing their normal awake shift. Go downstairs and sleep.
Yeah.
As you head downstairs, you can see Ryder just kind of huddled into the corner, blinded.
Actually, I'll go quick ask how Quinn is doing. If she responds.
I know you're right, but it doesn't change how I feel. I know you agree with me, but I can't shake this feeling. I appreciate your concern, but I just need to be alone. Just leave me alone!
Who's he talking to?
So, that's what you see while also walking towards the door that Quinn locked herself behind.
I just ignore him.
Did he just talk to nobody?
I think he's might be going slightly crazy.
Oh well, and she goes to sleep.
After all the problems we've caused.
So, going up to the door, what do you do? Just knock and ask?
I knock on the door.
Okay, yeah. Knock on the door, you hear inside. Yeah. What, who is it?
Felix.
And what do you need?
I'm just checking on you.
I'm doing alright. If Bina is around, then I would greatly appreciate seeing her, but I only want to see Bina. I don't want to look at anyone else.
Yeah. I'll let her know when she's done with her shift. I don't know if she told you we no longer have a crew.
Yes, I've gathered. I could hear a few things.
I let them leave.
I understand. Even if it's only for when she sleeps, it doesn't bother me. Whenever she wants to.
I bid you good night.
Good night. And yeah, there's no more talk. Ryder, do you go to sleep? I mean, you're muted, so it's hard to tell.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
I feel I should also mention right now, because actually this might have caused something now that I think about it.
What?
I never put my bandages back on.
I mean, true. Nothing seems to be occurring.
I know, like, Mina might say something about that if I didn't make it.
Oh, I mean, they've seen your bandages. Or they've seen you unwrap your bandages.
Yes, but she also knows I don't like having them off.
Well, Quinn wouldn't have seen you because she still is talking through the closed door.
Bina.
Oh, Bina.
When I came downstairs,
she
went upstairs.
She hasn't seen you without them off?
No, she has, but she knows I don't like to have them off.
Oh, she wouldn't have noticed because she would have been asleep. She would have been switching roles with you.
Yeah.
So, might not have noticed.
Okay.
Those that are awake, go ahead and roll perception checks except for Gopher because you're at the wheel.
Even me?
Yes, you.
Okay, I was about to say.
Disadvantage for you.
Double disadvantage, sorry.
Rex?
Give me a sec. $25.
25? Jesus, what'd you roll?
19.
Damn.
He sees the other side of the sort of seas.
Yeah. So again, another night of keeping close vigilant eye. Essentially, if nobody's doing anything or interacting with anyone, then we can fast forward some time.
Yeah.
Anything you're doing, Ryder?
Well, no, really all that is me talking. But I guess you can see I'm getting a bit more chipper in a way. Like more happier, like not like depressed sounding anymore. There we go, I see that.
We just see Ryder talking to a wall, getting steadily more and more sane sounding.
Yes, so basically what you see over the course of, we'll say, about 2.5 days. So right now it's the day portion, as that was night. And Ryder has just recently woken up. Over the course of those 2.5 days, he's been mumbling to himself, talking, almost having an argument with just himself. And slowly but surely you can see he's getting back that sort of attitude that Ryder once had. That same snarkiness and self-proclaiming sort of attitude. But another thing that you notice is when you wake up, Ryder, you have vision. You can see, and it's immediately just bright. It's just burning at the eyes, having to once again actually see vision once again.
And you go blind again because you've been blinded by the sun.
You have to do a lot of blinks because the immediate burn of the
You
sun
have
is
strong sensitivity
agonizing.
for the day.
but you have vision once again.
I can see you clearly now. This is great. All I did was heard your voice, but you're quite a looker, I have to say. Ah.
Thanks, man.
It's so much better. It was like really quiet.
Gopher was getting out of the hammock and sees Ryder just basically eyeball staring at Gopher's general direction, saying these out loud.
Hey, thanks, dude. I needed that. That was awesome.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's really, yeah. That's all you guys hear for now. And while I guess I talk to myself more.
I smile back at Ryder, knowing that he was talking to me.
I guess I'll just continue looking out then.
I mean, right now you're asleep.
If he can see, does that mean I can, you know, just talk unprovoked again?
Yep, exactly the same thing, Zakaris.
Hell yes. Fuck you, Ryder.
Yeah, don't worry. I tend to ignore them whenever
Ryder's awake. Walks down from upper deck, says that, and then goes back up to manning the ship.
Wait, if Gopher's manning the ship, why I'm asleep then?
I said I meant Zakaris. In the middle of our shift, he walks down, says that to Ryder, and then comes back to work.
Oh, it was worth it.
Regardless, days pass if no one's directly involving this. Gopher, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw on one of your nights.
Alright. 16.
16?
Yep.
You feel that night's energy once again, the one that's pitted at the core of your soul and drawing out your essence, your vitality. And you begin to have visions like you did before, cackling of a purple-skinned individual with a bluish flame-like skull floating in her palm. The flames lipping across you, coming in just light contact. You see the same visions as you did before. The troll biting down on the topaz-like gemstone with the female inside of it. Except it's in a slightly different order. Your order goes where your imagery of seeing Quinn locked behind a door crying with Bina in the same room is first. It goes to that, then it goes to the woman trapped inside the gemstone, and then it goes outwards towards the troll biting down on it.
Did you say that woman... Oh, okay. Did you say the woman in the stone looked like Quinn?
You can't... It does not look like Quinn, but you can't tell the true identity of it. They seem to be a bit taller in relation to their current environment, but it's hard to ascertain, especially in a vision like this. And you suffer your maximum hit points reduced by 3.
Okay. What's my... what's my current health right now?
I said your picture.
Yeah, it says... It's honestly... I can't even read it.
Give me a sec.
Go for it. Do the same thing with Jake did. Just put it on your computer.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Your current maximum hit points. That number should be different. Your maximum hit points currently are 44.
Okay.
Because I believe it went down to 47 and then went down another 3 just now.
Yep.
So what do you do with that knowledge? If you do anything.
Being that I'm still at the wheel. Is it? Let's see. How far into this are we right now?
You are probably about a day's out from reaching the water.
Okay. I don't do anything yet right now, so I'll just focus on piloting.
Okay.
But I kind of keep that in the back of my head.
All right. Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Do I see Gopher suffering or something?
You can tell that his body is in that natural perpetual state of tiredness. Apart from that, you're not seeing anything specifically drastic, apart from just being kind of exhausted, sluggish.
You okay, Gopher?
Hey, I'm just a little drunk.
Okay. It looks very convincing. So I'll just continue looking out.
Okay. If no one else is doing anything, we'll fast forward a day. Everyone gets a nice long rest in once again. Well, I mean, if you're sleeping.
Okay, yeah. I'll fall asleep once in a while.
You probably passed out. I mean, how many levels of exhaustion are you maintaining?
I mean, if anything, I'll just take one, fall asleep, and then wait again, take one, fall asleep.
Okay, so we'll say that when you slept now, so basically every other day, you're getting rid of one level of exhaustion. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, after a day, you make it to the waters. You can see that at the end of your shift, Felix, the water that's approaching you is relatively calm until it gets to the mountain sides. It kind of comes crashing in with this exterior force that you can see has carved several different portions of the side of this this mountain into divots, cracks, created slight tunnelways. Very minuscule amount, but that's what you can kind of ascertain from this distance as you're approaching the water.
Okay.
So what's the plan? Are you going straight across, just kind of like spinning across the water's coast?
Yeah.
Wait, who's Potter here now?
Well, it's at the end of Felix's, so I'm just saying, like, the continuation would be on you.
Right. Okay.
Swapping out roles once again. You can tell that Felix has kind of put the ship into a state where it's beginning to coast slowly around the mountains, staying not too far out of the water, but staying away from the mountains themselves.
How does that do on the water?
It seems to be holding fine. There's no sway, confusion. It's not teetering or anything. It seems to be piloting fine on the coast of the water.
Is Gopher up yet at this point?
Mm-hmm. Gopher's awake, groggily coming out of the bottom with alchemy jug in paw.
I'll switch off with him and I'll just do a double check of the crystal.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
$16.
16? Nothing seems out of the ordinary. The rings themselves seem to be spinning just fine, and the runic symbols are bouncing off of the several different rings themselves.
Rings at full height?
Yes, rings of flight, everything of the sort.
I said height.
Oh, height.
They're at full height?
Yes, everything is 100% the same.
I'm going to bed.
Alright. Coasting along the side for several hours for those that are awake, which would be everyone except for, or it would be Gopher, Zacharis.
Bina, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, no, Bina and Rex.
Yep.
Oh, and Ryder, because he stayed up half that night the other day.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I walk up to the deck and I go take a look out. I just like hang out over the edge, and you just hear me saying, "Wow, you're right. This is beautiful. I never really thought the water would be at night would look this gorgeous. I'm glad you told me to finally come out and check it out. It's been a while since I've seen the sun, I guess. Well, outside." Oh no, yeah, I stumble on my words a lot. I'm pretty sure you understand. For a bird, I know that's weird, but I do what I can. I try to lighten things up in different situations.
Is he saying that right next?
Oh yeah, Gopher and Rex, you both can tell he's talking not at anyone.
You sure you're
Yeah,
right?
I'm just gonna stay out of here for a bit.
You sure you're safe back?
Oh, you were too? That's nice. Here, let's have some food.
Okay.
As he bring out food in his bag and
He pulls out a ration. There are crates and such under the top filled with rations, and considering that there's 3 less people, you're going through your rations more slowly, so you're fine in that regard.
I'll go check up on him. Actually, can I make an insight on him?
Sure, to check his mental state.
Yeah, his mental state.
Sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
19.
You can tell that something's off. He's talking to no one and having full conversations. He's brought out a second ration, possibly to engorge himself, you're not sure. But something is definitely off with Ryder.
Hey, Ryder. I can see you have your vision back now.
Yeah, one moment. Yeah, I guess. It's nice. I could finally look at things, I guess.
If I see everything.
Yeah.
So I see you bring out more ration than usual. You're really that hungry?
Well, no, I just had one for myself. That's it.
All this for yourself?
No. What do you mean? For myself.
Not yourself. For who then? For Zacharis?
No, he's asleep. Why would I give him food?
Because usually you give some food to him.
I don't know. He took off his wings, so I really don't know how he's feeling anymore. So, haven't talked to anyone besides my friend.
That is an important question. Zacharis, did you put the rings back on?
No.
No. Okay.
Your friend, like, who?
You're right. Sorry, Rex. We gotta go. I talk to you some other time.
What the fuck?
Alright. Yeah, I'm about to head to bed. Good night, Rex. Alright, let's go.
Gopher and Rex, you just saw him escort downstairs.
Ryder, what the fuck was that?
Ryder is now.
I should sleep.
I mixed up their names. I meant to say Rex.
It's the alcohol talking. It's the cognac.
Yeah, it's the cognac.
I don't know. He does weird stuff, but this is another level to him.
Yeah. Keep a close eye out. I gotta talk to Vina for a bit. I call Vina over.
You can see that she's on top. She's manning to whatever else that Rex isn't.
Actually, I'm going back in my position now since.
No, it's just the opposite of you, basically. She's taking whatever she possibly can to basically hold down the fort.
Yeah, I called Vina over to discuss something.
She's still very, like, shyly stays away from you about, like, a good solid 15 feet, so you guys are talking rather loudly across each other.
Alright. Have you spoken to Quinn at all lately?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes, she's... A lot of this is hard for her.
Yeah.
So she's reverted back a little bit to something that she feels comfort in. Like hiding inside of a room.
Right. Could I ask, if it's not rude, could I ask what you guys talked about?
She's having... She's second guessing herself on what it is that she should do. Whether she should just return or stay for going forwards. She's decided, without my input, that she wants to continue forwards for now and hopefully still obtain something worthwhile. If things get worse, where the group's allied decisions begin to form negatively, she may retreat and escape from us.
Well, I mean, everyone makes their own decisions. Kind of asked for a couple of reasons. A little concerned about our situation we've got on the ship right now, but I haven't been told anyone else this yet. But I had a vision yesterday of you two speaking.
You have visions. Okay, first and foremost, when have you been having visions?
I've had these visions since I've been with the group, so a little before I've met you.
Okay.
I don't know if you could tell, but it's kind of draining my life force away from me. So,
well, right, I can see that you're not doing physically well.
Right. And the reason why I bring this up is because you were in the vision with Vina, along with a couple of other things that I'll bring up later.
I was in the vision with myself.
I mean, sorry, I meant Quinn, talking to Quinn in the room. It was a little blurry, so I couldn't, quite discern.
Blame the alcohol.
Yeah. But, I kind of called to see if, I kind of asked to talk to you to see if, this would kind of help my situation. Seeing if, I could pick up any information based on this vision from what you guys, spoke about.
Well, I can tell you that we haven't been necessarily talking about your situation.
Yeah.
Really, we haven't been talking about anything apart from... I've just been helping her right her mind. Just been helping her decide, like, what she wants to do. I haven't been talking about anyone's actions, not even Ryder's. So... I'm not sure how that's going to help with your situation.
Yeah, well, it was kind of just just thought I might give it a shot.
And nobody else knows about this? Why?
It's not that they don't know about this. It's just a little hard to bring up at a time like this.
I suppose. Makes sense.
But yeah, that's basically about it.
Well, if they're visions, and you saw both myself and Quinn in a locked room, and this was a while back when you saw this, and recently, then we should be able to assume that whatever else happened might come to true, right?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Whoa, okay. This sounds like something you should definitely bring up with everyone. I'm not gonna go into your business, but this sounds something detrimental.
Yeah. Well, I brought it up to you because you were a part of the vision, so I didn't assume that you would have like
ties to this.
Yeah.
No. I'll bring it up to Quinn to see if she might know anything, but I have my doubts.
Alright. Well, thank you. Kind of helped to talk about it a bit, so thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what I'm doing. Nice talking to you. And she just kind of skirts backwards, scuttling away, doing back her chores of keeping the ship right.
Alright.
Okay. After a few hours of getting the ship to go across the coastline, you get to a point where you would know that you have to cross the Dijini Desert. Going all the way around, one way or another, you have to cross. Unless you wanted to go all the way around the Dijini Desert and go in from the west, which would involve many, many, many more days. But that's up to you to decide.
I feel like during... Okay.
Who's piloting, right? Am I still piloting as we're doing this? Okay. So I'll call upon the 3 people that can pilot right now. So Rex and Felix. I kind of just yell out their names to see if they'll come to me. Like, fucking, I'll yell like Felix and Rex, fucking come here right now.
Come to me.
Come over here.
Felix, would you wake up from this?
How loud is it?
It's Gopher, so pretty loud.
I raged.
Probably.
I raged.
I raged to begin yelling. No, I'm just kidding.
You would definitely hear Rage Gopher screaming. Several people from downstairs would hear Rage Gopher screaming.
Are we all awake?
For those directly not involved, you could probably wake up and then lull back to sleep. But that's up to you.
I'll go see what they need. Half asleep.
Wait. Do we even have a map on us?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2.
I didn't
one
mean,
in the chat.
I didn't mean in the chat. I'm saying like on our person in the,
Yes.
We have who?
You have a shitty one that's like a square, and then you have a normal one.
Okay.
I thought we had the normal one, and then he got rid of the shitty one, and then we have his good copy.
Yeah, that's right. We made another one.
Alright, so, I kind of call him out, pull out, I don't know who has a map, but I'll assume someone's
I might have one.
Yeah, alright, so, I'll explain the situation, of what we have to do, but just, I don't want to fucking say it, so basically narrate what Tyler said.
How do we want to cross the desert?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get Jacqueline. She knows the...
Don't get Moonshadow.
Moonshadow doesn't know about the landscape. Jackie does.
I'm saying don't get moonshadowed, like get hit again.
Oh. I don't think that's gonna... I think no matter what, that's gonna happen because we're waking her up.
I don't know, she was praying and she almost got you get.
He was saying that that's probably going to happen no matter what.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, right.
I go wake her up for her expertise on the land.
Okay, yeah. Going downstairs, you can nudge Jacqueline awake.
She just wakes up normally.
Yeah.
What do you want? What could you possibly want?
Your expertise.
On what?
The desert.
It's a bunch of sand. It's hot. Don't walk across it. What do you mean, my expertise on crossing the desert? Don't do it if you don't have the means to do so.
So we should stick to the coast and go down what looks to be the river and on the map?
Trudging through sand, the hot sand, through it in the blistering sun is not what you want to do. We are flying above it. I don't think we have too much to worry about for the desert part.
There we go. That's what we wanted.
You would remember the Djinni Desert having several instances where there was extreme torrades of wind and sandstorms, though you were able to trudge along them through camelback. It just made it uncomfortable.
She doesn't say that. Because she doesn't think it matters for a flying thing.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I go back upstairs.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can see Felix emerging.
She almost said, like, it's a desert, what do you think? What? She goes back to sleep. If she can.
Okay,
Or the wind is something we were looking for that we didn't get.
So which direction is that?
So...
Lick your finger and stick it out.
Here's our choices. We can either make a straight line there, crossing primarily over the desert, or we could keep along the coast and go down by these rivers that connect these lakes.
Can you say that again? Sorry,
So to get here, we can cut straight across the desert, which would be over completely desert. There'd be certainly no water or food to hunt or get anywhere. Or we could stick along the coast and go down the river and the lakes and come that way to Zakaris.
Spending several extra days as well to do so.
Well, if you follow the river, I see there's what is it, a town or a city next to it. If I'm looking at this right.
Wait, what? Say it again? City
Oh no, never mind.
I love it how you asked Jacqueline's opinion and completely disregard what she just said.
Who?
What?
She was saying.
She said go over the desert. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
She literally just said that.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm just gonna go right over the desert. So yeah, I'll continue going straight through the desert. No detours, no going around. We're just gonna be going straight through.
Okay.
All right. I'm going back to bed. I go back to bed.
Okay. Let's go back to bed.
Jesus.
Get up! So what should we do? We should probably go around the corner. I'm going through the desert!
Yeah, I'm just gonna fuck it now.
No, that's specifically what Jacqueline said. Like, we'll probably be fine going through it. And then he's like, we can either go through it or around it. What do we do?
Right.
Fucking what?
Just because.
I mean, I asked for your expertise. I gave him the choices that he had.
Yeah, Jacqueline has experience coming through the desert, so
yeah, walking through it, not flying through it though.
Fucking walking like 30 days through a desert. So I believe we'll be fine. Just going straight through.
All right. So
fast forward a day, we're crashed in the sand, and we're crashed, buried in sand.
Turns into JoJo. You just collide your shit into like the desert. Get trapped.
Where's it coming from? Palm trees.
Yeah, you get trapped and have to like fight in dreams. Anyways, no. So you turn the wheel, just and start making your way across, starting your journey into the Djinni Desert. It's nothing catastrophic at first. Spending probably a good day or two traveling down through it. That's when you start to get that heat during the day and that cold during the night. There's several instances even where thick sandstorms are starting to like sprawl upwards, but they don't generally go as high as your place. And you continue on like this for a few days even. Until there's a certain moment at night where a very particular sandstorm seems to have washed over your vision, completely blinding majority of those that are on top of the deck. It makes it very difficult to see, makes it very difficult to even breathe slightly. So those below deck are currently having issues trying to stay asleep.
What's going on? We had a sandstorm or something?
I mean, you were one of the people that was awake.
Yeah.
I want to know whose ship is this right now.
Your night with Gopher. Yeah. Gopher's night shift. Yeah. Felix's day shift.
Yeah. Do I still see like Gopher on the wheel?
No, you can barely see like 15. You can barely see 10 feet in front of you. So you could definitely get to him. You could probably see him if you went up against the wall, but it's hard to just see that far.
Okay. Yeah, what's going on?
Everyone on top deck could make a perception check.
Right. Disadvantage or
with disadvantage, yeah.
Oh shit, that's definitely not my fuck. No. We're dead. The pilot can't see.
We're dead. The pilot can't see.
Being rolled fantastic.
No will withstand, not see.
So what you roll?
I got pretty.
I got dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
What the fuck? All right,
dude, I got 14, and the other one's a 17.
I got 11.
11.
Yeah.
Just watch. When in combat, I'm gonna get the lowest ones. I'm getting all my high ones out right now.
Gopher.
Let's do.
You can see in like the mist, the sandstorm-like area in front of you, almost like a disturbing face morph next to you. And when you look over, it just vanishes. And you feel like this hand almost come up to your shoulder, and you look over and it vanishes. And you start to see several different of these faces that are formed from the sandstorm itself looking at you. Rex, you don't see anything.
Can I tell how high up in this? Like in the
Wait, I absolutely saw nothing.
You saw nothing. You can see that Bina is looking over her shoulders, kind of looking around, and that's in between several of the sandstorm moments where she's walking and comes into view, leaves, coming out of view, tending to whatever is possible. But you can tell that she's looking very stressed and worried.
Bina, you okay?
There's something in the mist. There's something in the sand.
Can I
in the sand? Like, what were
you saying, Gopher?
Oh, can I tell how high up in the sky we are?
You are 300 feet. You're always perpetually 300 feet in the air.
Okay. So is that like the highest the ship can go, like all the time?
Yes. The ship is always at a floating height maximum of 300 feet.
Okay. Well, you know, I was actually thinking if I could bring this ship up higher.
What do you saw in the mist?
There's like faces. There's things in it. It almost grabbed me.
Can I hear that? Is the sandstorm too loud?
It's not too loud. You could probably hear it muffled.
Okay. I yell out, I think I see something in this sandstorm, guys.
I look around and trying to see these faces.
Nope. You're looking around. You look left and right. You don't see anything of what they're talking about.
And all like this, everything's muffled, right? I don't hear like.
It's muffled. It's like kind of like that sensation of being in a large gust of wind and having to hear the warbling effect. But apart from that, you can still generally hear each other. It's just somewhat difficult for further distances. But you guys are within like 15 feet of each other. It's not too difficult.
Bina, where do you see these faces?
They're all over. Every time I look over my shoulder, it's almost like one's looking at me.
Guys, come closer to me.
What do you mean?
Rex and Bina, come closer to me.
Ooh.
Bina.
Why are you seeing these faces too?
I'm seeing all this. Come closer.
Sounds like a trap.
I guess I go for closer to Gopher.
Okay. Bina is sticking somewhat close to you, still trying to stay somewhat away, but also knowing the current environment is overstepping her fears and is essentially walking near you to walk towards Gopher until you guys are all up on the ship's handles. Rex, you still don't see anything. Bina is looking over her shoulder. She almost screams at one point, taking out her greatsword or her great axe and swinging it once into the sandstorm, just seeing this split of sandstorm itself. Gopher, you can definitely see that the faces have still been emerging in the sandstorm, looking at you, disappearing when you look back, hands grabbing at you.
Okay. So I remember you said earlier, in front of the ship, it was in front of the ship, or was it in front of me? It was like a big face.
It was several faces. It wasn't just a singular big face. Okay. It was like several of them. There's like several different entities floating around in it, maybe messing with you. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Gopher, are you okay?
I'm getting a little agitated by all this.
Actually, what's going on? You guys,
are you not seeing any of this?
I don't see anything that going on. Bina,
as we're talking, I grab Wild Heart in one hand.
Okay, yeah, you draw out Wild Heart, just.
Whoa.
Yep.
Guys, are you okay?
Hold on. Rex, concentrate. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
He's the one who rolled the highest perception, though.
I know. I'm saying, Rex, work with us. You can't think we're crazy right now.
I totally am right now. You guys a little freaking me out, and I kind of want to make an Arcana check.
You can't think we're crazy. I am.
I'm the crazy one.
This is not nature.
Hold on.
Okay, go for it. Don't do anything stupid. Stay calm. Bina.
Wrong word.
Bina, I'm gonna take you downstairs and help me wake up some of the others. Bina?
Bina's looking around. You can tell that she has gone further into the mist, but or the sandstorm. But when she kind of comes back, you can see her covered in sandstorm. There's bits and pieces of flex just coming off of her.
Is she still swinging?
She was. You could hear her kind of just screaming, and there was a clang of metal meets wood. But you can tell that being given a direction, she kind of just stops. Something is out there.
I'm trying to get close. Like, you said everywhere, right?
It's everywhere. Every time I look over my shoulder, there's something looking at me.
Is there still nothing? Because, like, trying to really focus in now. It's just like...
Yeah, focusing in, paying close attention to your surroundings. You don't see anything.
What the hell's going on here?
A one-time perception check. A low one makes you see stuff, and a high one makes you see nothing.
Now I wish I was the low one.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm taking this and putting it here.
Oh, wow, okay. Only a matter of time before that showed up.
Oh god.
What showed up? You want to say it for the audience?
Bina's still swinging around, like hitting the boat, right?
Well, she stopped. She stopped when she said to not do anything crazy.
Bina, let's go downstairs and wake up the others. This might be a little serious.
Hold on. Bina's staying right here with me.
I know you're
I can't pilot and protect myself, alright?
Go for it. We'll be right back, okay?
For dice.
Should I go with...
No, you come go downstairs with me. Help me wake up the others. Then you stay down. Then after that, we decide what we do next.
You gotta yell at him to wake him up.
Stay close to me just in case anything will happen. I know you're a little anxious. I think.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
Something is amiss up here. I do not like this.
So go downstairs. Go to the closest person. I wake that person up.
Okay, yeah. Going downstairs, you can basically wake up everyone easily. She initially goes, Bina initially runs towards the door that Quinn's behind, knocks on it a few times, there's a few words exchanged, but she gives a huff. Quinn's gonna stay inside of the room. she thinks that if anything is going on out there, it doesn't necessarily concern her right now.
Okay. For now, Bina, I'd like you to stay close to the door where Quinn is, so stay down here. Well, the rest of us check upstairs.
So everyone is awake. You can tell that your discomfort in your sleep was, in fact, because of the billowing sand-like plumes that you're breathing in, making it very difficult to retain a solid breath. But everyone's awake. You all feel the same sort of sensation.
I look at the crystal.
Crystal looks fine.
So fine.
There's nothing going on with it. The rings themselves are perfectly balanced.
Oh yeah, Bina, do you still see those faces down here?
No, not down here.
No.
It must be something with the bigger cloud.
Bigger cloud upstairs. Okay. So guys, there's something up. Apparently, Bina and Gopher seeing faces upstairs. And there's this really bad storm.
Faces in sand.
According to her, right, Bina?
Yeah, there's faces. I was being grabbed at. It was terrible. Gopher was saying the same thing.
Does everyone see these?
Speaking of that, I go back upstairs and check on Gopher.
Just running out of the conversation, Rex sprints upstairs. You can see Gopher. You can still see the faces. They're in several different directions. Some of them fly super close to your face, and then when you turn to look at them, even with your eyes, they just vanish. It's perpetually like something is constantly moving in your peripheral, but you just can't see it.
Can I do it? Oh, okay. Alright, never. I called Jack. Is Rex and everyone up on the deck?
Well, Rex is.
I'm up top.
Yeah. You can't necessarily see anyone else, but
okay.
I don't think anyone else went upstairs.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna follow Rex to go upstairs to see what the fuck's going on.
Same here.
Is everyone following Rex then?
Yeah, I guess I'm going.
Okay, everyone that goes upstairs, make a perception check except for Rex and Gopher. With disadvantage because of the sandstorm.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I have advantage because I lived in sand?
I'll say you have normal.
Hey! It probably won't help.
Maybe not.
What did I watch?
So, dirty 20.
Dirty 20, even with disadvantage?
Yeah, I got a 17 and a 19.
Dang.
Damn.
Zakaris?
19.
19.
What?
Felix?
I like how you say 19, like 19.
13, Felix. Okay. Jacqueline?
12.
12. Okay. Zakaris and Ryder, when you come up the stairs, you don't see anything. Felix and Jacqueline, you, like, the moment you come upstairs and you kind of look around, you're being very cautious, looking for faces and hands, and you see what they're talking about. Every time you look forwards, there's almost like a face floating just against your peripheral vision, and when you look at it, it just vanishes. There's moments where you see clawed hands coming over the shoulder and this sandstorm mist kind of effect, and when you look down at it, it just vanishes.
You know, Jacqueline, this would have been good to let us know about when I asked you last night.
Tyler, can I make an intelligence check to see if I've ever experienced this in this desert before?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a nature check.
Nature?
Nature. Yeah.
Okay. Where is okay? Well. 10.
10? That's enough to remember that you did not experience this in your travel across the Dijini Desert, and however, you have not heard of something like this either.
Well, but I rolled.
You
Can I
have
roll?
you have not been across the Dijini Desert before?
Or heard.
You can make an Arcana check.
Seven.
7. This is foreign to you. Thinking back on, like, illusory magic, maybe, but you're paying attention to it, and they're saying that they felt grabbed, or the faces themselves, or just vanishing the moment they get looked at. You're not understanding.
Would have been helpful to know about this.
Yeah, you don't know a lot about what this could be.
To be fair, I don't know about it either. This is relatively new as well. It is a lot of sand, and if you're implying something, I take offense.
Ryder and Zakaris, you both don't see anything. You don't see the faces, you don't see hands, nothing.
You see me talking. Do you see anything? Yeah, I don't know what anyone's talking about. I don't see anything around here.
Ryder, who the fuck are you talking to?
What do you mean?
Zakaris, can you see this faces?
He's talking.
Are you alright? Are you poisoned or high or something?
Yeah, we don't know what you guys are talking about.
Were you drinking Gopher's bathtub meat again?
Bathtub meat.
Oh my god.
His gamer girl juice or whatever, gamer girl.
Don't bring it up.
My e-girl.
No.
Bottle of sweat that I drink.
Oh
God.
I am now just. No. I'm just now picturing we just have a bathtub on this airship filled with mead.
Tyler.
Water is actually Quinn's bathwater.
Oh my god, let's get away from this. This took a turn. This took a turn.
We're done. No.
What were you saying, Jacqueline?
I was gonna say, Jacqueline will try. Can I try to look just forward, and if I see faces, just like try to touch them without looking at them?
Sure. Looking forwards, you can definitely see that several faces are just like several different kinds of faces too. Some sinister, some jolly, a little bit more pudgy, some having rounder faces, square sometimes. And you don't try to look at them, and when you put your hands forwards, they just kind of like break apart on your hands. You can just only feel normal sandstone again. Doesn't feel like you touched something.
I speak out to the group, and not everybody is seeing these, yes?
I don't know what they're talking about.
There's nothing here.
Alright.
I feel like Ryder's talking to them.
That quite answered. Well, we don't know it's his problem, and it's probably unrelated completely. My guess is that this is just here to keep us away from something. It freaks out the right people, so we stop moving forward, which right now is Gopher. I suggest, Gopher, you switch out with Rex.
Alright, deal.
That was fast. No hesitation.
Hell yeah.
And the faces, they're just sand. If you see them, don't look at them. Don't pay any attention.
I want to give one a kiss.
Just fucking go for it.
Close your eyes and just lean in for a kiss.
And then your lungs just get full of sand.
Could be any worse than what Gopher's going through.
Instead of a slow, painful death, it's a quick, painful.
All right.
I'll go down. Start drinking my water skin, my alchemy jug.
Oh, full of sand. You can't drink anything.
Who's Calvin?
It's good to me. I'm already drunk.
Calvin. Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
So what happened? Sorry.
Rex and Jacqueline talked to Gopher, and you and him are switching.
You're piloting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm piloting now?
Yeah.
Yeah, since you can't see anything.
I kept going because I can barely see 10 feet in front of me.
That just sounds.
I've made sure that we're going straight through the desert.
We're having you drive because you can't see anything.
Yeah. Well.
Can't see what, these faces?
Yeah. You are unaffected by the faces, which means that you will be unfazed by any kind of fear they are trying to hold on to other people with.
Okay.
Alright, so what's the plan? Is anyone staying up also to help aid flying the ship, or is it just Rex piloting?
I can't. Yeah, I just can't be up here by myself.
Yeah, I'll stay up.
Yeah, as I am not affected.
Good night.
I'll stay up and I'll just try to ignore it.
Okay.
I guess I'll be up too.
Well, I'm drinking and staying up still.
Just below.
I guess you can go tell Dina to rest then.
Alright.
So we'll be taking over, and I'll be driving the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, switching over, taking the reins. Jacqueline, there's a few moments where you're getting a little more visions of these faces. More entities just kind of feel like they're accompanying you or interacting with you. And after about an hour, you break free from the sandstorm and come back into normal night sky. Sandstorm far behind you. And the faces are gone. And what were you saying, Rex?
Well, I didn't hear you. Say that again?
I was saying you broke free of the sandstorm and the faces are gone. You're out in the night sky again.
Can I take a quick look? You said the sandstorm's like behind us, right?
Oh yeah, it's behind you.
Can I take a look and see like
it just looks like a giant skull.
Sure. that and maybe like a certain direction maybe it's going?
Sure. Give me a sec. That time I was letting the cat out. We woke up from his nap. So, the direction of the sandstorm is not following you by any means. It seems to be going westward, northwestern. So it's going basically away from you in a way. Could have just been circumstance that you happen to fly through it at this point. It is massive and wide. But
yeah.
There's
I
nothing.
guess we gotta stay vigilant, you guys.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any massive. There's not a skull embedded into the symbolism of this sandstorm or anything. It just looks like a dust storm, basically.
It's not so it's not like unnatural or anything. It's just normal.
It doesn't look unnatural.
All right, I'll go back
I think
to the.
everything's fine. I'm gonna head to bed.
I thought you were out of bed.
No, you stayed awake.
So
spoke to his new friend the entire night.
So Jacqueline, like, how far are we from your place?
Without a map, I have no idea.
I have a map up here.
Can I tell on the map?
Not necessarily. The Djinni Desert all looks relatively the same with no landmarks in between. You don't see your city, so that's something.
But are we heading in the right direction?
You do have a compass, and you do know you are going in general direction
South.
of where it would be. More than south. It's like southwest. Yeah.
Southwest.
You're going relatively in that same direction that you would know your homeland to be near. But there's no, especially being in the sky, there is zero landmarks that you can tell that would help you with directing yourself.
Just go forward, I guess.
Would it be ending out something that will let us know that we're there, or does this be like an obvious thing?
You'll see a city in the middle of the desert. Those don't really pop up all over the place.
How will we know that we're there? We're there. But no, after some time, sun begins to rise, more days seem to pass, and we come to probably about the 4th day.
Only 4 days, huh?
And I need Zakaris, Rex, Ryder, and Jacqueline to all make wisdom saving throws.
Oh God!
I'm not gonna come out unscathed on this. Shit! I've been lucky twice.
Yeah, 1 in 1,000. you feeling lucky, punk?
No.
Nope.
I feel like we are not lucky.
Let's see that.
Ryder?
Oh, 13.
13. Zakaris?
I got the same thing as. Oh.
Oops, sorry. What did you say, Rex? What was your thing, Rex?
I thought you were talking to Secret.
Regardless, both of you, I suppose.
I got the same thing as my perception, 30-20.
Okay.
4. Well, 4 plus whatever, so I failed regardless.
Yeah, no, there's no And I'm gonna guess, Jacqueline, that is a no on your front.
20.
Yeah, 6.
6. Okay. I need...
Dude, I'm rolling. Why is rolling so high? I need to roll low. I need to save my high for later.
Well, no, this was the time to roll high because you saved. So
Yeah, okay, I saved now. Yeah, it's a good moment, but still.
Alright,
moment.
I need the three of you to roll a d10.
A D10. Oh yo, oh yo.
We'll start with Jacqueline.
8.
8. Okay. Okay, and I just need to make sure I write marks on which ones are active. Alright, we'll go over to Zakaris.
2.
2?
2.
2.
You cannot speak unless spoken to.
No, that was a 4. That was a 4. And Ryder.
6.
6.
Sounds like you said dicks.
I did.
Are you sure it's a 6 and not a 9?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
This is Sue.
Yes, it's a 6. I picked up the dice to make sure.
Lizard wizard.
Goat milk.
Goat milk from your child.
And asparagus child.
My child.
Okay.
Your black
As you
child.
guys are sleeping, in that moment, as you wake up, considering the fact that you are all on the same shift, as you are waking,
You're unconscious.
there's an instance where you take a step forwards, and all senses just become warped. You feel like you're almost floating, and your mind just begins to teeter on unconsciousness. Zakaris and Jacqueline both fall unconscious. You fall to 1 hit point. Ryder, you stay standing. You don't feel that exhaustion, that mental hit.
That's it, I just feel numb.
Do I see this or no? I'm still manning the wheel, right?
I mean, at this point, go for would be. I mean, there's 3 of you. It doesn't matter necessarily. People can ascertain that something happened because you would have still felt the pull on you, anyways.
So I
It
felt the
happens
pull.
on our shift switch, essentially.
It happens on the shift switch because that's when people are waking up.
So all I feel is numb then?
You don't feel anything wrong.
So nothing happened to me basically.
Nothing happened to you.
Okay.
I think I've been staying up till it.
You become terrified. Your confidence between some decisions that you would make has dwindled. And you just feel this almost drive to obey someone. And that's what you feel. And Jacqueline, you can't tell what happened to you.
They're both laying down, right?
Yeah, they're both unconscious on the ground.
Is anyone down in the basement with me, in the underdeck with me?
Them.
Okay, besides them being unconscious.
Bina probably would have brought her bedroll down there.
Okay, well I guess I'll just say it. I'll just say, well, it happened again, but did you protect me?
Certainly, definitely did. Why? Why are you still saying? Why you seem you're not affected by this?
Because I was protected
Protected?
by my true friend.
Your friend? Ah, my head still hurts.
What is
Either
the
way,
name of your friend?
I don't know why you would need to know that. I don't think it's any of your business, honestly, but...
You think I'm gonna trust you after you started murdering people?
Yeah, that's why. That's the reason why I'm not gonna tell you. So, I'll keep it at that.
Okay, you don't get to sleep down here anymore.
Fine.
Wait, why you make the decision of that?
I whisper to him, I'm just trying shit.
I didn't hear that.
Is anyone picking up Zakaris and Jacqueline?
I was trying to put them back into their hammocks.
I assumed we did.
Since I'm not wanted down here, I'll just go to the upper deck.
Alright, I mean, just lulling them away.
Is it kind of... Rex, do you also find it kind of weird that he just followed that without questioning it?
Rex is broken.
Oh, I heard Ryder. Like, Ryder went upstairs.
Yes, Ryder. Do you think it's weird how you just agreed with that?
Without any without trying to fight it at all?
I'll worry about that at another time, but he seems fine right now. But I'm gonna help these two at the moment.
I thought we already did.
You can lull them awake. It'll just take some time.
No, I'm not gonna
wake
them up. Yeah, put in a hammock and just let them rest.
Just let them stay unconscious. Okay.
Let them rest.
All right. So, those who are awake, piloting, at this point, Gopher, you're feeling pretty tired.
Yeah.
Bina will be just heading to bed at this point. Not actually waking up, she'll be heading to bed because she's on the night shift with Rex.
Yeah.
How about we not go flying right now, seeing as we don't have enough people to do it correctly?
What, taking shifts?
Yeah, we don't have 6 people up and ready to do it.
Yeah, 2 people are out in the moment. Yeah.
Correct. I think we stay parked for the day and we start up again at night. And depending on what's wrong with them, we may only have to start flying at night.
At the moment, yes, we should stop and see the situation goes out. How does this turn out? So, check under, see if nothing under us. Then we'll start slowly descend.
I mean, we don't need to descend.
What, are we gonna camp up here?
Why not?
You sure?
What do you plan to do if we go down? We can't land.
You can let it hover, but... Oh well, fine. We'll leave it hovering up in the air 300 feet off the ground.
What a sentence. We'll leave it hovering 300 feet off the ground. So,
also, what's our next break?
Tuesday for me.
Put it in park. What's the plan? You guys just basically spending a day to make sure people are relaxed?
Yeah.
He does that. I'm gonna stay lookout on top of the deck.
Okay, make a perception check.
$16.
16? Keeping a vigilant eye out, you can see that there's a number of sandstorms off in the distance that are going in several different directions, but they're not generally heading towards you.
Okay.
It's fairly gusty up here, but apart from that, you're not seeing any life or any threats by any means. After about 3 hours, Jacqueline, you lull awake, just unconsciously in extraordinary pain.
Okay.
And then after another hour, Zakaris, you come to, feeling the same extraordinary pain.
Can I try going back to sleep?
Yeah, you guys. I'm just stating that that's all that happened.
Okay.
Or Jacqueline, just make a quick perception check. Just a general perception check.
Alright. 13.
13? 13's enough to notice Zacchaeus in his frail stature. You can see, like, his body is completely withering. There's moments where you can almost see the bone and just the amount of agony that Zacchaeus is in his unconscious state. And you're mortified the moment you kind of see him. This overwhelming sense of dread is comprised into your mind. And what that entails is the moment you or an ally is injured, you become frightened and have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks while they remain injured in your sight.
Okay.
You are frightened by the sight of blood or pain.
But you can't see pain, you feel pain.
You know what?
Good thing
I can see someone get stabbed in the face, so I think that counts as seeing pain.
But technically, you didn't see him get psychologically attacked, so...
Strangely enough, Ryder's new friend kills him.
Says the guy who's talking to nobody.
I'm not talking to nobody. I'm just not talking to you. After spending basically a solid 24 hours to kind of catch your bearings, get a solid rest in, everyone has essentially set up their sleep schedules again, and you head off during the day, making your way further towards Zakara.
I asked Jacqueline and Zacchaeus, are you guys okay? Anything wrong?
Yeah, no. I'm totally fine. Yep.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. You're studying there a bit. Usually you don't.
No, I'm totally fine. Everything is fine.
You know for a fact, Rex, that these encounters don't end well for certain people. So
yes, I know.
The short story is we're not fine. The long story, the other story is we can't really explain to you what's happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out on my own to see like what.
I will just say for me it's nothing physical.
So it's mental.
Like I'm not blind or anything, which would be a physical thing. Yeah.
I said mental.
No, yeah. he was doing a reference to me because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not physical when someone gets hurt. What?
Well, no, like my reaction to it, that's not a physical thing.
That's mental. Yes, I see.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So, is
well,
anyone doing anything? Oh, sorry, you're still in the conversation. I thought it ended right there.
No, I'm gonna end it right there, so...
Cool.
I'm assuming it's not my shift, right?
No, it's day shift. And you don't have a shift, technically.
Doesn't he?
I mean, he only has a shift because of during the sandstorm. I mean, you can swap permanently with Gopher, that's fine too.
Oh, I thought Rex was up with Bina and Gopher, and then it was me, Heath, Felix, and Zacchaeus.
I thought he meant that to pilot. Yes, he's still on the night shift.
No, I was not talking about pilot.
Okay, hey, Ryder, come help us with the ship.
I'm gonna get some rest then.
Yeah, it's currently the day shift.
Yeah, I told Ryder to come help us.
Okay.
If I must, I will, I guess. Yeah, I know, but they need our help.
Our?
He's been doing that before this happened.
I love how every time I do this, Gopher just breaks down laughing.
It's so funny though. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
He has
No,
a
I
new
think it's
friend,
just that Gopher's just drunk. He laughs about stupid shit.
Yeah,
all the time.
just think of it.
I will lean towards the nearest person, and if it's Ryder, so be it, and just be like, you realize there's no one's there, right?
That would definitely be probably Felix.
He does realize that he's not talking to anybody.
No, he doesn't. I tried to get a name. He wouldn't give it to me. But also, strangely, he seems to be doing whatever I say without his normal back talk. He just does it.
I can still. Another question I wanted to ask Tyler: did I get my health back?
No.
No.
You need to finish a long rest to do that. Oh yeah, no, you guys spent 24 hours, so yeah, you guys got your long rest.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're still good.
Neat. Okay. Now, during this state, I can still cast spells and shit, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can I cast detect magic?
Sure.
All right, I will do so.
All right, roll out magic.
Oh boy.
Blows up. Fireball.
End of the campaign. All right.
I love you.
So we're gonna make new characters. Okay.
Fireball
wild
is
magic.
people. Fireball wouldn't even
I
kill
love
you
this.
people.
I'm going to cast magic. Roll wild magic. What?
That does not sound like a pleasant.
Oh no, no, it's gonna be fireball.
So if I roll 2 zeros on the percentile dice and then a 3, is that 3%?
That is 3. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I rolled it. A 10 went down, and I'm like, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just gonna roll the dice.
So this is our first single digit, right? Percentile.
No, there's been
I got.
missile. There's
Okay, so what is...
there was you cast magic missile at the 5th level, which was 9 or 10. But beside the point. Funny enough, you cast detect magic, and as you focus in, trying to pay close attention to Ryder, and you don't see anything off about him. And then there's like this spark, this almost instantaneous enlightening sense, where you look over, and you look over to where he's talking, and for the next minute, you can see any invisible creature you have in line of sight to, and he's talking to no one. You don't see. You don't see.
You have detect magic for
that.
Okay.
Even
so in other
invisibly,
words,
there's nothing there.
Oh. Detect magic. You can't see when invisible, anyways.
He's schizo.
I don't know if detect magic would let you see invisibility. I don't actually know.
Well, you would see invisible.
You would
aura.
see the aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see invisibility at all. But in this sense, you would be able to see invisible creatures, but there's no one.
Oh, and there's no like
There's
extra
nothing.
aura coming off of Ryder or nothing. So this is not necessarily magical in nature. Okay. You know what? I will actually turn my gaze over to Gopher wherever he is.
Look over at Gopher, you say?
Yeah.
Do I? You'd have to go downstairs to take a look at him, but yeah, you you see the same effects.
Has it gotten worse?
No, but you do sense something specifically coming from Wildheart, the blade at his side. This is something that you felt previously as well, during other detect magic, it's the same sort of feeling. You get that sense where it's got magic inside of it as well as outside of it. And that magic would be evocation.
Okay. I make note of that, I guess.
But yeah, you don't see an invisible creature anywhere.
No. I walk back upstairs.
Okay.
Alright, so turns out that whoever Ryder's talking to is he's just insane. That's fine. We will pretend as if he is talking to someone.
Alright.
And move on and ignore him.
Yes. I will note that that isn't what has happened to him, because this recent turn of Tiamat events. Still has his own other thing going on.
Yep. Something completely different.
Which I'm not sure. But, I mean, he seems to do what I say more willingly and quickly than usual.
I have not seen this, so...
I mean, just try telling him to do something.
I walk away.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I just be like, no, and walk away.
So what's everyone just going back to your normal traveling situations then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Approximately 3 more days pass. And off in the distance, you can see a city. Its large outer walls don't even compare to the size of this city itself. The walls are large, but the castle, as well as many of the buildings themselves, seem to be going upwards in a large kind of upwards pattern. The streets themselves intertwined in between, but it's hard to ascertain the general landscape of itself from so far away, as well as being 300 feet up. But you can see a city off into the distance.
Jacqueline.
Yeah.
That's Zakara.
Is it a city in the middle of the desert?
It's off towards the end of the Dijini Desert, but yeah, it's still within the Dijini Desert.
And yes, it probably is.
You would also recognize it as it is. You know, you're home. You've seen it once or twice.
She just likes being a smartass of them keep constantly asking, what, is that it? It's like, we're in the desert. How many cities do you know that are in the desert?
Oases
exist.
0.
7.
All of them.
Anyway.
All of them.
Yes, we are here.
We're still not close enough. We can't make out like anything going on in the streets, correct?
No, God, no. You are several miles out still.
All right.
It would take you probably another hour just to make it there.
I don't know, but can you tell? Is this more or less what you left it like?
It's too far away for me to notice. For me to see, but it looks relatively the same. On the outside.
The structure of it at least looks the same. You would know of its upscaled kind of physique and the outer walls. They generally are at least in the same landscape sort of area.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone doing anything, or I'm gonna take that as a no. So the hour passes, and you're approaching the city, maybe only a few minutes out. And with that, we're going to take our break. Thank you everyone for watching. This was an eventful moment with no events occurring.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of sandstorm behavior, which was all just wrapped around if you rolled low, you just thought you saw something. There wasn't anything else special.
Pretty sure it was just like cocaine in the air and everyone was just high on it.
It was just...
cocaine storm.
I've done something like this before where Jacqueline
Cocaine
rolled
storm?
for... No! Where Jacqueline's rolled low to investigate traps and she just thought that everything was a trap.
Jackal.
It's Jackal. But anyways, we're going to take our break here and then we'll take our third final installment because you guys will be... At least, I don't know if you'll be entering Zakara, that's up to you, but I assume involving yourselves with the city of Zakara.
Well, we'll be crashing the ship into Zakara, so yeah, we'll be going to the city.
You will die.
Makes traveling so much easier.
Anyways, thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you again on another Misroll adventure.
See ya.
Bye.